A second into 2026. It is the 2nd of January 2026. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and this is News Tonight. Let's go straight away into the bulletin. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is also the NRM presidential candidate, has assured residents of Kayunga district that no one has the powers to evict them from their land, especially absentee landlords, commonly known as Bibanja owners. He tasked the NRM leaders to intervene and help sensitize locals on land laws, saying this would help in fighting land wrangles in the country.
The NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, alongside the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni, has continued his campaigns in Buganda with rallies in Kayunga and Mukono districts. In Kayunga, Museveni addressed a mega rally at Busana Town Council playground, where he was welcomed by thousands of his supporters. The First Lady appealed to the people of Kayunga to vote for NRM for continued peace, stability and development.
And remember, NRM and what it has done for Uganda. The peace we see in this country was brought about by the sweat and blood of the NRM leaders and those who were willing to fight under God's hand to bring peace in Uganda.
President Museveni, in his address, assured the people of Kayunga district that no one has the powers to evict them from their land, especially from absentee landlords.
Twakikolako omusiye abaali batuvuganya baali baagala okulekera obuyinza ab'amataka nti be babasalawo ensonga z'abasenze ne tugamba nti nedda tolina era ekiragiro bwe kigamba tolina buyinza kugoba ow'ekibanja ku ttaka lye tolina buyinza.
He tasked the NRM leaders to intervene and help sensitize locals on land laws, saying this would help in fighting land wrangles in the country, accusing the Mukono woman MP Betty Namboze for misleading the people.
Mbiragiro mundaga ekiragiro omusenze ow'ekibanja wakirizibwa okugoba ow'ettaka ow'ekibanja mukindage ani akirina. Twakisiba kyonna buno obuntu bwa opposition nga akakazi kali eyo nani Mukono bakayita Namboze bwali awo ettaka lya Buganda be baali baagala nti mugende musome ababaka ba parliament ba NRM mujeyo Hansard okuteesa okwali mu parliament bwetwali ku kiteeso ky'ettaka ani yali ayogera atya.
President Museveni, however, urged the residents of Kayunga district to prioritize wealth creation at household level, saying that while government-led development is important, individual income generation is key to overcoming poverty.
Natandika omulimu ekazi 4 alina emwanyi, ebibala, ebitooke, alina embizi naye embizi agaba bugabi, alina ente z'amata. Naye kati ekibalo kyatuwadde awadde ebibalo byonna naye kyenyuzigyemu ge magi. Buli lunaku afuna trays 3 omwezi n'ajja miliyoni 18.
District leaders commended Museveni's administration for transforming Kayunga.
The population of this area has grown tremendously on account of immunization and the health facilities we have. In Kayunga, we have a regional referral hospital. We have 3 health center 3s in each sub-county, so access to health services is actually readily available. Secondly, the road infrastructure. I'm sure you must have seen. We have tarmac roads, which you cannot even see in Kampala. We have schools. All the schools have been rehabilitated, so children have access to education in this area. We have electricity in almost all the villages, except a few.
Tomorrow, on Saturday, NRM presidential candidate will campaign in Buvuma and Buikwe districts. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kayunga.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has rallied the youth in Uganda to always interest themselves in their community's development and decision-making process, other than spending most of their time bragging around and blinded by lifestyle and modernity.
The National Resistance Movement NRM's message of protecting the gains has reached Greater Mukono, with Mukono District hosting the Friday 2nd January 2026 rally. While in Mukono, the NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni received an endorsement reception at St. Joseph's Primary School grounds in Nagalama.
Ono ye mukono gwe bakugambanga mu mukono takwagala tata mukono wuya akwagala ensi n'ensi ez'okwaniriza buli omu musanyufu.
The No Change Ground team in Mukono was led by the first National Vice Chairperson Alhaji Moses Chigongo, the second National Vice Chairperson Anatan Tamong, and Audrey Kobusinje.
Abantu be Mukono tuzze kubasaba kalulu bukatuwe munakatuwa.
Mukono was among the hostile districts towards the NRM party in the past general elections.
In the last term, Mukono did not have a member of parliament. So there was no representation in parliament. And now, from the time those of Honorable Chivule left parliament, Mukono left orphaned.
In a nutshell, Anita Amongo's speech had no romance for the opposition in Mukono, with Honorable Betty Numbers of Achireke not being spared.
Your Excellency, out of your good heart, I want to thank you so much for giving me permission to give Honorable Numbers money for treatment. When Honorable Numbers said she was sick, you allowed me to give her almost 1 billion shillings, and you sent her for treatment to New York, where she went with her husband and her house girl. Even after Honorable Nambose abusing you day in, day out, on radios, on television, everywhere.
Ate twabaweereza obuyinza okwerondera bannampala bammwe okwerondera banampala abanalabirira ebyamwe.
This trend, according to the party, has since shifted due to the improvement in service delivery, coupled by unmet promises by the opposition leaders in the area.
Era mukama wange obungi bw'abantu bano abazze ke kabonero akalaga nti bannamukono ku mulundi guno bannyonnyoddwa bulungi NRM biki byekoze.
N'olwekyo muwagire NRM mugende mu maaso n'okuwagira tunyweze eddembe eririwo n'enkulaakulana eriwo muleme okuzanyira ku nsi yammwe na bano bakazanyirizi bano.
The Mukono rally also received a campaign message of the First Lady, Janet Kataha Museveni.
Ebalale Mukono naye ate njagala kubajjukiza nti rally yokka temala nga Muzeeyi Kigongo bw'agambye twagala obululu mwena muteekwa kujjukira ekyo olunaku lwa 15 omwezi guno mwetuukire wali buli omu kinoomu mukuba akalulu ka NRM mukubire Muzeeyi akalulu banange muganye kwerabira emirimu gye gyakoze n'eggwanga lino werivudde.
During his campaign in Mukono, President Museveni has pledged to upgrade infrastructure, construct more government schools, hospitals, and improve water and electricity connections.
Chairman wayogedde ekyo kirooto kyaffe ayogedde oluguudo olunaava awantu ne lugenda ziroobwe. Enguudo ezo ziri mu ntegeka kubanga twetaaga enguudo ezina avoid Kampala.
However, according to Mr. Museveni, kicking poverty out of homesteads should be everyone's responsibility.
Nga jjajja wamwe singa politician naye ku lw'obulungi bw'amaka gammwe buli omu abeewo kyakola ogoba obwavu mu maka ge.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Thank you very much there, Robert Onyango. Now, leaders of the ruling party in Mukono district have called for more road and railway transport infrastructure development to reduce on traffic jam. Former State Minister for Water, Ronald Chibule, says this will ease movement of both persons and goods, hence economic development.
From the grounds to the trees, this is how yellow St. Joseph Secondary School ground Nagalama was painted. This coming as President Yoweri Museveni rallied Mukono district behind his re-election bid.
Muzeeyi ye musajja go amanyi omuntu awansi amanyi n'omuntu awo waggulu ng'ensonga yange nze mpuzika ngamba nze niwagira Robert nti Muzeeyi bwe ngamba yasobola yekka tewali mulala bwe ngamba nti asobola entebe eno
yatuwa PDM n'atuwa buli kantu konna konna atukoledde amasomero yatukolera zibbowa atukoledde oluguudo luno lwe muyitako ne mulaba makulu ameerere tutwagala abavubuka kwekyangira wano kwokya nguudo.
A lot has been achieved over the last 40 years of the NRM leadership, which requires consolidation.
Water was scarce product here, but there are 5,529 water points in Greater Mukono. The roads that we have, the road network in Mukono is 5,684 kilometers.
This is a lot of money he has injected in individual homes, empowering people. Modification in farming has been brought about by His Excellency and his team.
While more may be progressive, some is reported to be wanting. Such includes an ending traffic jam, which paralyzes transport and slows business.
Because we have quite many investors in Mukono, and most of them, they would have loved even to come in Mukono, but when they look at the jam that we have, they tend not to come in Mukono and probably choose to go to some other area, and that one alone affect our growth in the economy, and also water aid that we collect from people will be limited to a higher extent.
If we developed our water transport system, it can solve this jam issue that is affecting Mukono. Our railway that comes to Namumira is being used by a few people because it's not strategic to drop people in Kampala. So we need a strategic railway line for Kampala metropolitan area.
Which explains why Mukono needs to join the rest of Uganda in voting NRM and flag bearers at all levels.
PDN in terms of livelihood. So a lot has been done, and we believe NRM is going to improve its successes.
Our president has won in every election, so we are very sure even this election he will make it. Fundamentally, we go through a democratic channel. People vote.
People in poverty have moved from one stage to another positively. That's the reason why they are all saying they are going to vote for Museveni.
How the people will respond to this appeal, the answer will be known on 15th January 2026. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you very much, Henry Okorot. And of course, as we still continue, we're still in the political mood as the Forum for Democratic Change presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi has promised to revive Kakumiro Cooperative Growers Union to support farmers to get affordable credit and market for their produce. While visiting the dilapidated structures of the cooperative union in Kakumiro on his campaign rallies, Mr. Mafabi discovered that the cooperative has been mismanaged by individuals.
Kakumiro Cooperative Growers Union has faced challenges of mismanagement, financial difficulties, lack of capital, outdated infrastructure and obsolete machines which affected the processing of cash crops like coffee and cotton. While visiting the facility on his campaign trail, the Forum for Democratic Change FDC presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi discovered that the coffee had fermented and the facility was also being used for carpentry.
And see, we have come here. This should have been remaining as an area for coffee. But you can see there's a bakery there, there are beans there, there's a carpentry here, because they have been left to their hands. And it looks like now a few individuals who are even benefiting from it, not the entire what? The entire farmers. That is why we are saying no, cooperative must be revived. And the Kakumiro is one of those which was one of the biggest cooperative union. If you it is brought here to the union, and the union's job is to market it on behalf of the what? Of the farmer. That is what we call collective bargaining. That's why now the farmers have been left to individual, and that's why they're being cheated every now and then. You can see everything is for individual. Such a huge store having only a few bags of maize.
Mafabi was in Kakumiro, where he conducted a rally to popularize his manifesto at Karuguza town in Chibale district. Mafabi promised to give seed capital to all those operating small businesses if elected president in the January 2026 polls.
Kamavulire manene tumazeke milendo wona siwa nooka akuwanu chikumi kumacha ayagala tekeka 5 ku 10 mwezi gumua ate lwegulo tandika kola ki okusasula ne manelenda yaja lwaki ebanka zandiyambye abana Uganda zona bazikola ki bazija bazitonda kati sawa zina abana Uganda ne basigalirawo kulwabwe bwokka eyensonga kyendo no wantu tubasaba mutuyambe mutuola kalulu kama myaka meka.
Residents in Karuguza town asked Mafabi on how he will address the issue of corruption, citing corruption among their local council leaders. Mafabi states that according to his manifesto, the plan is to increase salaries of public servants, attributing the corruption to the meager salaries. Some expressed unawareness of the real FDC political party, saying it is divided with 2 different symbols.
Now, the National Resistance Movement, NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Museveni is set to begin his campaign engagements in Kampala next week beginning on 5th January 2026. Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA leadership, together with city leaders, have finalized arrangements to ensure a smooth and guaranteed security for calm in the city.
Kampala Capital City Authority KCCA Executive Director Hajat Sharifa Buzechi has held a meeting with the Kampala city leaders to harmonize preparations ahead of the upcoming National Resistance Movement NRM Party presidential candidates campaign. NRM Party presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is expected to kick off his Kampala tour on January 5th, 2026.
Kutandika ne Monday zijja kubeera ng'ennaku z'omwezi 5 President wa Uganda, President w'eggwanga era flag bearer wa NRM Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburwa agenda kutandika Kampala era ng'agenda kutandikira mu division yaffe ey'e Rubaga.
Wakanya nkubiriza abalonda abantu bamanyi nti obukulembeze kusakira abantu na kuleeta development mu kitundu si kukayanya government. Abantu bakyakolera ensobi nga balonda abantu balekerawo okulonda nti ono yagiye okuwakanya Museveni togenze muwakanya ogenze kuleeta development mu kitundu.
While addressing city leaders, the KCCA Executive Director Hajat Sharifa Buzechi appealed to all people in Kampala to follow electoral guidelines and avoid acts of provocation and intimidation. On a similar note, she revealed that KCCA's budget has been enhanced to 132 billion Uganda shillings, a move aimed at strengthening infrastructure development and improved service delivery in the city. The resident city commissioner for Kampala Central has issued a warning and called for restoration of order and adherence to the law during the electoral period.
Flag ebeera waggulu nga yeewuba ina kyetegeeza. Fulaga tugissa wansi wakati ena kyekola ki kyetegeeza. Fulaga eteekebwa wansi. Fulaga nga bagijja esaluutingibwa. Kati fulaga ng'omuntu oli patriotic enough ng'ayagala nsi yo okiteeka otya ku kaabuyonjo. Fulaga it is a symbol of a country. Erina kyeragibwa ekaddi eyambuka ddi ebeera ddi wakati bagizinga batya era ekuumibwa etya. Kati fulaga bw'onoogikwata n'ogiteeka ku toyireti weeziika wennyini ekisiyo ekimazeemu ki egundi. So ekintu kya fulaga ekyo nkivumirira ne bw'aba Kyagulanyi yalabye nga kyekisinga omukolera n'abalina basobola ogibuuba naye tebalina amakulu ge bajja kufuna kubanga omukolo guba gufudde ogwaki ogwa Uganda fulaga talina n'amakulu geekola ki gegatakoze badde.
President Museveni, through his presidential envoy on Buganda affairs, Joseph Mukasa, has called for Buganda royals in his ongoing campaign for presidency. While meeting the royals at Mengo, he urged the princess and prince to warmly welcome the president to Kampala as he concludes his campaign activities.
President Museveni has started campaigning in Buganda region following a strategic move to win Buganda massively. The director, NRM Mobilization, Dr. Rosemary Seninde, acknowledges that this time the NRM is to win massively.
Many of our leaders were not engaged fully. So because of that, this time round, as a party, we have worked very closely with our structures, right from the village up to the district level. And it is the reason our campaign is a village-based campaign. That is why we are hopeful that this time round things are going to be different, better than before.
She highlighted stability, economic transformation, job creation and government programs that respond to everyday concerns.
It is the reason I'm calling upon all the leaders that we have entrusted with the responsibility of mobilizing for His Excellency the President to ensure that we do it with commitment, We do it with transparency. We do it with trust as patriotic Ugandans. Because today we enjoy the peace, the security and stability that President Museveni ushered in this country. But once we disorganize that and we don't do our part, as we have been trusted by His Excellency the President to lead his campaign, then we shall have let Uganda down.
On claims of electoral violence involving security agencies, Dr. Seninde maintains that the police and UPDF act independently to preserve law and order, warning against politicizing security operations.
Guidelines that were well spelled out by our Electoral Commission. And every candidate and their supporters are supposed to follow these guidelines. Now, if you disorganize the security that is helping in the implementation of these guidelines, or ensuring that we don't act against the guidelines, then I think we are not doing the right thing. In fact, I would think that probably Electoral Commission would be able, or would have been able to deal with such candidates who are not following the guidelines.
As campaigns wind down, Dr. Seninde expresses confidence in victory.
We have seen how President Museveni has fought for our security by even ensuring that there is security and peace in the neighborhoods. So it is the reason, if East Africa, if Africa trusts him, why not us, the people of Uganda, whom he has worked so hard for, whom he has sacrificed so much for?
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
We do apologize. That wasn't the story about the court royals. The story was about the director of NRM mobilization, that was Dr. Rosemary Senyinde, saying the national resistance movement has drawn critical lessons from the last general election, in which it lost several traditional strongholds and constituencies in Buganda. Now, as we head over to Museveni Court Royals, President Yoweri Museveni, through his presidential envoy on Buganda affairs, Joseph Mukasa, has called for Buganda Royals in his ongoing campaign for presidency.
President Museveni, through the special envoy of the president on Buganda affairs, Joseph Mukasa Sewava, has appealed to princes and princesses of Buganda to support him in the 2026 general elections. The president acknowledged the significance of the support from royal families, highlighting their influence on electoral outcomes as outlined in the NRM manifesto.
Broader Buganda Kingdom influence our national politics by advocating for specific issues like peace. The ruling national resistance movement recognize the importance of the Buganda Kingdom's support. I kindly ask you to provide a significant support for NRM.
Joseph Mukasa outlined the NRM manifesto, urging the royals to align themselves with the ruling government in order to achieve their desired social services.
Government no batojagala. President baba yali mu ntebe. Goyina okugumikiriza ngo otwala ebyo service. Nga bolinde iyo. Era owekitiibwa Katikkiro yakkiriza.
Mukasa further stressed the importance of supporting President Museveni in safeguarding Buganda Kingdom gains.
Under the leadership of General Kaguta Museveni, has protected Buganda Kingdom. And one of the gains that must be jealously protected is the Buganda Kingdom.
The royals were also cautioned against wasting opportunities, but rather take advantage of ongoing government development programs, such as the Presidential Skilling Initiative.
Twebereremu, tufeeyo,
tufube okulaba nti nno tulumirirwa bannaffe n'ogamba nti abaana ba Buganda temulinnyamu eryo essomero oyo omusajja lyataddewo omwana agenda na lugoye lwe tatwala kintu kyonna atwala lugoye lwe n'akasenya akamanyi mufaliso biki byonna byonna bisangayo.
Now, as the presidential campaigns continue, the presidential candidate for ANT, Mugisha Muntu, traversed Kampala, and we want to see how that campaign went on.
Kuba Soviet Union mu myaka egya 1971 bari bagenda ne kumunyenye mu space akaruru akamazima akaruru aketeze akaruru abagezaako okukapa nakati waliko betumanyi abajagezaako okukola kikokukapa tuvunaanyizibwa bwaffe okulaba nti buli muntu yenna avaayo n'agenda n'akukapa kubanga tulina entalo za mirungi ena waliko olutalo abazungu lwe bayita psychological offense. General Museveni kyakoze emyaka gino gyonna kwe kukutula abantu mu bwongo ne bagwamu essuubi. It is the will of God and the same group takes over. Like if we take over, we streamline that system. The other way, if we don't make it, we continue the struggle to ensure that laws are amended and that they are so clear that nobody can manipulate them. Okay. For us to start doing verification in good time, because 2 weeks we can be able to do a lot of investigations in regard to different polling stations and see. Our worry was it coming late, because there are also rumors circulating that we may get it very late, so that there's no time to verify. That was our main concern, the time when it is given. Now that we've been told that by tomorrow afternoon we have got it, then we will now be comfortable to wait until tomorrow so that we get it and start doing our own investigations. Whatever they can do in physical terms, but there is no way they are going to manipulate our minds to surrender. That's why I'm asking the 42% who didn't vote last time to come out and vote. Don't do things which satisfy the one who fights you, because that's what they want. That's what they call psychological fear. Do a number of things, create fear, create uncertainty, so that the people surrender and say, you know what, there's nothing which can happen. And therefore you tolerate what should not be tolerated.
Well, it's time for us to take a short break, and we will return with more news. Stay with us.
The program has met our expectations in that it has been able to give us business.
They gave us a contract where we did a renovation at their head office.
MTN trained us in their procurement process and also the IT technology.
I was struggling with managing the finances of the company. So when I went for that training, I was able to improve in financial literacy and management.
Are you a female entrepreneur looking to do business with MTN? Log on to www.mtn.co.ug/AWE. Together, our progress is unstoppable.
You see, I've been a painter for almost 4 decades, and I have found Global Paints to be very reliable. First, everyone knows we use Global Paint undercoat. Now, for the best results, I continue with Global Paints products. I go for Silk Vinyl when it comes to the interior. Then Global Matte for the ceiling, and when it comes to weatherproof, I go for Global Weather Coat Emulsion. With that one, the house will never peel. Now, there you have a sparkling, magical looking house. And then the client is very happy. He recommends me to another person, who recommends me to another person, who recommended me to come and do the advert.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Kabogosi,
Where are you coming from? From NSSF.
NSSF. You traveled all the way from Namagudi to get NSSF services. Lekanawe. You walk on the area. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you. You can register for NSSF. I'll contribute to your Simati life. Never deep down in the Barada. Make NSSF payments. No hala okubekarangala. NSSF sure is not far. But this tomorrow kuhika gotido. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payments and contributions to your Smart Life account to Ubeda. NSSF, a better life.
This is our home, our land, our Uganda. From the rolling hills to the busy streets, from the farmers in the fields to the students in classrooms, we are one people. Elections are a time to choose our leaders, not to fight our brothers and sisters. When violence enters the ballot box, the future of our country is wounded. But when peace leads the way, our nation grows stronger. On election day, choose unity over diversion, respect over hatred, and dialogue over distraction. Love your country, protect your fellow citizens, stand for peace, and say no to electoral violence. This message is brought to you by the Global Election Observation Mission, GEOM, in partnership with the Uganda Electoral Commission. Informed citizens, strong nation.
Unisteel Investment Uganda Limited, shaping the future of steel in East Africa and beyond. With an investment of over $100 million and a production capacity of 300,000 metric tons per annum, Unisteel is setting new standards in steel manufacturing. At our state-of-art facility, we produce TMX rebars, branded Unis TMX 500 CWR, and high-quality wire rods using only imported virgin steel billets. Every batch is tested and tracked for unmatched quality assurance. Our steel powers the region's most ambitious projects, from dams, skyscrapers, to bridges and beyond. Unisteel, superior quality, trustworthy choice.
Past 8 o'clock. We continue with our next segment. Now, the Office of the National Chairman of NRM and Secretariat have met and trained NRM coordinators around the country who will later train polling agents on vote protection in the forthcoming elections. While chairing the training, Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Taiyewa cautioned them about evoking violence during the voting period.
But this time, last year, 2021, they went further and printed their own fake ballot papers in Nkurumah Road. Then those were the 1 million.
Following the concern from the NRM's national presidential flag bearer, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, on the presidential vote rigging of the 2021 polls, the Office of the National Chairman, mandated to take the lead in the party's election, Friday met and trained the party's coordinators nationwide. The move is aimed at vote protection of the NRM's presidential votes, slated for the 15th this month. While training them, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Taiyewa, warned the trainees about fronting double agents, saying the cause is to only protect the party's presidential vote.
Don't be a double agent on that day. On that day, tell these people we are putting on polling sessions. Don't say, I'm an agent for the president, I'm also an agent for the flag bearer. You must make it very clear to them they are only going to be agents for the president.
Taiyewa further warned them about evoking violence during the exercise.
Tell our polling agents, don't go into fights. Some people who know they are going to lose
will provoke you into fights so that the voting exercise at that polling station is cancelled. It's also a trick. Don't allow that to happen.
The chairperson of the National Office of the NRM, Hajat Hadija Namialo, says the move is aimed at ensuring protection of the national chairman's vote.
Focus is on the polling stations, and we are going to have 2 people per polling station plus a backup, having an alternative. But all these 3 people will undergo the training.
The chairperson, NRM Electoral Commission, Dr. Tang Odoi, says the emphasis is put on hostile areas.
We're going to train our people to stand firm when they bring their gun illegally. Hajat, we must train these people separately. And if there's a way, when they are training, we can train them from the central area and have more impact on all the agents of the president.
Party colors are going to cause us confusion, because that is how they will identify that this one is putting on red, side to yellow. No, that's illegal. Do not go to the polling station in what? Party colors. Do not allow anyone at the polling station in party colors.
In the presence of a security officer, nobody should be deterred from exercising his or her constitutional right. Where you detect that someone's right is being tampered with, like we've been told that some voters are intimidated, please, that is totally unacceptable. Approach the security officer and say, here there is an illegality.
We have seen him on his campaign. The moment it is 5:45, they bring him a note, okay? And he says the rest I will handle through media. Meaning he is following the road to the latter. The president is not breaking any single part of the law. And we want our campaign, our process, to follow the law to the latter.
Irene Faith Nantongo, Joseph Muyingu, UBC News.
Butembo district is experiencing political tension following allegations against the resident district commissioner. Let's hear more from this report.
On 9th December 2025, while mobilizing support for President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in Butembo Town Council, the resident district commissioner, Cheyunese Nyonja, allegedly endorsed independent LC5 candidate James Okrut instead of NRM flag bearer Kedi Samuel. The remarks reportedly angered National Resistance Movement supporters, forcing intervention by LC1 chairperson, Honorable Nabiso Wilberforce. On 31st December, the resident district commissioner reported Nabiso to police. Today, 2nd January 2026, NRM entrepreneurship leaders petitioned police, questioning the RDC's political neutrality. Investigations into the matter are ongoing.
Now, President Museveni has directed compensation of the over 1,000 residents of National Oil Project affected persons in Buvuma. This was revealed during a meeting between the affected persons, officials from the State House and the Ministry of Lands.
At least 1,539 project-affected persons lost over 1,200 hectares of land for the National Oil Project in Buvuma that was introduced to boost Uganda's edible oil production over a decade ago. During the land acquisition process, some residents of Buvuma Island were not compensated. Residents from 7 villages of Buvuma Island cry delayed compensation of their land. Shillings 14 billion has been approved according to the meeting held with officials from the Operation Wealth Creation, State House, Minister of Lands and Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industries and Fisheries.
The oral of compensation directives must be strictly applied.
The officials told residents that President Museveni directed the compensation.
Indeed, he directed that these people get paid, especially the 400 people who are in court. I believe that the Ministry of Agriculture will not and cannot defy the presidential directive and will pay first the people who are in court, the beneficiaries of the 28 billion that the president directed, though 14 billion so far is what has been released by finance.
Project implementers say the company will focus on operational activities as compensation goes on. District officials have also pledged to ensure that verified beneficiaries are compensated. The affected sub-counties include Busamuzi, Buvoma Town Council, Nairambi and Buwoya. Susan Naonga reporting for ABC TV.
Mukono district has revealed how more than 300 billion shillings received over the last 5 years has been spent to improve service delivery and transform livelihoods in one of Uganda's fastest growing metropolitan areas.
In Mukono district, just outside Kampala, development is no longer only measured in budgets, but in time saved, lives protected, and incomes restored. The district received over 300 billion shillings in development funding alongside more than 10 billion shillings raised locally to support schools, health facilities, roads, water systems and farming.
We are grateful once again to government for the resources to ensure that we deliver services to the people of Mukono.
In several community schools, pupils who once studied in overcrowded classrooms now have space to learn.
We have been able to construct over 27 classrooms in 13 UPE schools.
At the district headquarters, renovation of the demonstration block has improved coordination and supervision, helping services reach communities faster.
We hope that the resources we have allocated this year to this structure will make it fully complete.
On the roads, the impact is felt every day. Where farmers once struggled through impassable routes, 60% of the district roads are now motorable.
The ditches and the gullies that we have created by the erosion of the running waters would make our vehicles almost so difficult to have them go to our destinations.
The upgrade of the 18-kilometer Ntenjel-Bure road to tarmac is expected to open up farming communities, cutting travel time and reducing transport costs.
So we struggled so much and we lost much money on the road. Almost all the profits we are going to transportation of this.
For women and children, access to clean water has brought one of the biggest changes. With 3 new water systems and over 1,000 safe water sources, coverage now stands at 67%.
We are not yet there because we're supposed to be at 100, but this is progress. When you look at the trend, we are progressing steadily, and every year we are adding on.
The upgrade of Katogo Health Center 3 to Health Center 4 means mothers can now access emergency and maternity care closer to home without rushing to Kampala.
And we do offer antenatal care services, we do offer immunization services, we do offer deliveries, and we do operate because we have a fully functional operating theatre in this facility.
District leaders say the progress reflect government affirmative action policies under the NRM manifesto focused on decentralization and inclusive development. Oku Joseph, UBC.
The Member of Parliament for Kashari North Constituency, Mbarara District, Basil Bataringaya, has called on communities to embrace hard work and invest in income-generating activities as a basis for sustainable development.
I urge you to put our hands together to join the money economy, as the President of the Republic normally calls us. He has championed the 4-acre model, but even if you have 1 acre, you can do something that is very important.
The Member of Parliament for Kashari North Constituency, Mbarara District, Basil Bataringaya Ruankwen, has advised parents and guardians to prioritize education and skills training for their children to improve employability while encouraging residents to engage in commercial agriculture, including livestock and crop production, to boost household incomes.
To educate their children, which gives them the salaries. The third road is through trade, commercial trading. So this way, the families, we have prepared the road out of poverty. So that by the
Bataringaya was addressing congregations in various churches across Kashari North, where he reiterated the need to focus on income-generating ventures as a way of attracting government support for key services such as roads, electricity and water.
They help us to live together, and they can only be received when you have good leadership. That is why I ask the people on 15th January to go and vote His Excellency General Yoweri Museveni as the President of the Republic of Uganda. He has already proved in the 40 years that he can do it, and for him to do it very well, return Basil Bataringa to his chair so that he can work with President Museveni to make Kashari continue to shine.
The parish priest of St. Joseph Rubindi Catholic Church, Reverend Father Zedi Byabashaija, echoed the message, calling on Christians to heed President Museveni's appeal to work hard and actively participate in the money economy.
We must work very hard to make sure that our children are in school. When later on they get jobs, they cultivate a road bringing money into our home. The other road is business, entrepreneur. Do we add value on what we do? Do we add value on what we are doing? Business is also another road that we are supposed to be coming out of our home and getting out of our home. So,
Bataringaya, who is seeking re-election for the 2026-2030 term, made the remarks while welcoming the new year 2026 at St. Joseph Rubindi Catholic Church, Kashari Pentecostal Church, and Omukajira Full Gospel Church in Kashari Sub-County.
Bagezeho kurebuka ngo bakora, bagezeho kurebuka ngo bashomesa abana babo, bagezeho kurebuka ngo buzimazima, akarura kakagenda n'ubusinge, akaruru twahereze muzeyi, wa kabiri twaraseho abandi, konga akaruru kakuru umununga, akaruru ka muzeyi kagumeho, tukatera mu businge, buri omo wena yese imbere na mutayiwe, agambe atakagira mu akaruru kentaro, ahasigara imbabazi arangaze barinde, imbabazi arangaze bagumeho, kandi ihanga ryiswatera akaruru ko businge, n'ihanga ryitonera rugumari n'ubusinge.
Crispus Arinitwe, Frederick Anyene, UBC News.
EMUCA, the African Evangelism, marked 38 years of promoting cultural evangelism, faith and community transformation in Uganda with a celebration in Luweero district, drawing cultural leaders, politicians and community members.
EMUCA, the African Evangelism, has been commended for promoting African cultural evangelism, faith and community transformation as they celebrated 38 years in Uganda. The celebrations were held in Bamunanika sub-county, Luweero district, drawing cultural leaders, politicians, clergy and members of the public. The celebrations highlighted EMUCA's long-standing commitment to preserving African traditions, customs, and moral values blending faith with culture as a tool for community transformation.
I would like to encourage the believers to listen to that second voice, that inner voice within themselves. That inner voice is your master, is the one who is supposed to guide you in this earthly life. Not even guiding alone, but to protect you. That's to protect you. And is the one in charge of all that, of all the blessings God gave you. Because God now gives the blessings at the beginning of your earthly life. And then he assigns the duty to see that what is in your blessing, you really receive it to that guardian angel of yours. So they should stick to that voice.
Ate n'abamu entambi zajjula temwagala kuwuliriza naye muwe omwaganya omukisa abaana bammwe basobole okumanya obubaka buno nga bakyali bato. Mujja kubeenyumirizaamu olw'obulamu bwabwe bajja okuyitamu mu maaso kuba bajja kuba balungamizibwa bulungi ate nga bakolagana bulungi ne bakama bammwe.
The event was also an opportunity to recognize Emuka's contribution to community development, particularly in the health sector.
To appreciate their work, like a health facility, the road infrastructure which they keep on maintaining, and they are now planning to have a school here. Me as a leader, I just appreciate, and I'm calling upon all people to have a value addition as regards to development of this area.
Beyond faith and health, Emuka has empowered local communities to manage resources sustainably, promote eco-friendly practices, and support initiatives aimed at social and economic development.
Information for yourself, not through third parties. When you get the information by yourself, you will be able to assess the information, digest it, and find out the truth. Whether you really follow or you say, no, this one is not what I want. But as much as we know that the information we have here, we really encourage you to get to know more about the faith.
Leaders say their work is driven by faith and a desire to positively impact society, with a special emphasis on instilling moral discipline and cultural pride among the people. Robert Katamba and Maria Namukose reporting for UBC News in Babunanik.
Blue Christmas is near. Spread the festive cheer all December with great deals right here. Shop online with Market by Momo. We deliver. Log on to market.momo.africa. Use the MyMTN app or the new Momo app to register and shop online. Market by Momo is from MTN and powered by MasterCard.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Abaana ba Ghetto Structures n'essanyu lingi baaniriza Ssabalwanyi Pulezidenti Yoweri Kaguta Museveni mu kibuga Kampala olw'omukwano gw'otulaze. Twatandise dde okusagula akaluluko dipo ku dipo okukakasa ng'okukumba obululu mu ghetto zonna mu Kampala. Tukwebaza wotusanga mu mbeera mbi n'otukyusa obulamu. Bwe watuwa ssente mu ssako zaffe wasooka ne miliyoni 10 buli ssako, ate watwongedde akawumbi buli ssako, nga kati twawola bwe tukola bwe tutereka.
Tusuubira tuvaga abaana ba ghetto nti muzeeyi asaanye okudda ku ntebe era tumwaniriza mu Kampala n'essanyu lingi tumulindiridde muzeeyi era tugenda kutongoza kampeyini yaffe ey'okunoonyeza akalulu akadipo ku dipo.
watwerabiza ebyokunyakula obusimu ebyokwokya ebipiira mu kwekalakaasa bannabyabufuzi be baali batukozesa ne tubeera mu ddukadduka n'ab'ebyokwerinda kati tuli ku mulamwa gwakwekulaakulanya. Jeno Damulira Major Kuteesa wamu ne State House Controller Madam Jane Baleche batuyambye nnyo okudda okukola kati tuli bize obulamu bwakyuka ne mu State House tetunduka. Muzeeyi tusiima gy'otujje w'otutadde ne gye tulaga tulabayo mu protecting our gains era tukwesunga tukwaniriza n'essanyu lingi mu Kampala. Long live President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, long live NRM.
The Ministry of Works and Transport, in collaboration with the Uganda Police Force, is rolling out the mandatory motor vehicle inspection services as one of the interventions to improve road safety, protect the environment, and safeguard the health and well-being of the public. The key items for inspections are the braking system, suspension system, the lighting system, the exhaust emissions, and the general mechanical conditions of the vehicles, among others. The exercise has commenced for all government vehicles, public service vehicles PSVs, operating on fixed routes with route charts, private omnibuses PMOs, tourist vehicles, and those as may be referred by the Uganda Police Force in a dangerous mechanical condition. Other categories including private vehicles, light omnibuses, taxis, trucks and motorcycles will begin on a date to be communicated by the Minister of Works and Transport. The vehicle inspection centers are Kawanda on Bombo Road and Namamve on Jinja Road for motorcycles, light and heavy vehicles, Nabingo on Masaka Road and Namulanda on Entebbe Road for motorcycles and light vehicles. Mbale, Gulu and Bara inspection centers are for all categories of vehicles. The inspection fees have been significantly reduced to ensure compliance. Get your vehicles ready for inspection. Safer vehicles, safer road users, safer journeys. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Works and Transport.
And in the world of business across Africa, governments are encouraging more travel within the continent to boost tourism earnings and strengthening regional economies. Uganda is among the countries stepping up these efforts, rolling out initiatives to expand partnerships and open up new markets. In South Africa, Uganda tourism officials and private sector players have been engaging the travel trade to build stronger links. Here's more.
In Johannesburg, Durban and Cape Town, Uganda's message has been clear. The future of African tourism depends on countries working together. In these rooms, different tour operators from Uganda are pitching to their counterparts in Southern Africa what Uganda has to offer. The words many are using to sell the pearl of Africa roll off their tongues with the conviction of an optimistic politician on a campaign trail.
So it's 7 days, and you can summarize in 5 days according to your fitness level. It's beautiful, you love it. You can combine.
But away from politics, this delegation is here to deepen cooperation and spark new interest in Uganda.
We can find a way of trimming an itinerary where a client can do South Africa and then also mix East Africa. Or we can do, sometimes clients start with East Africa and then come to South Africa.
The engagement is part of a broader push to grow African tourism markets and follows commitments made when President Museveni visited South Africa in 2023 at the invitation of President Ramaphosa.
As we speak, we have an elaborate memorandum of understanding between the two countries, and what you see in this room is unpacking that document, that agreement, that MOU that our country signed. And we are very happy to see that we are taking the lead in walking the talk and ensuring that commitments that are made by governments
And that's all we had time for. Thank you once again for allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Yes, a very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. We thank you so much for following all our work in terms of news, programs, and all our productions. There is a new voice on the political scene in Uganda, bringing in ideas that many are embracing and many are saying can't work. The voice wants to represent the people of Kampala Central as well in the Parliament of Uganda to take these ideas